Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm down here in the old rice fields and actually in my corn patch here. And kind of wanted to show you, you can see the line of green here. My corn is coming up that I planted. And kind of show you the procedure I go through with the crops here. And also I'm going to take you down into the bean field here. As you can see, this was our rice field number 1 and 2 here. And of course I put up these trellises here over a year ago. And you can see the rows here. I've got 3, 6, 7 rows down here. I've got 4 rows planted, and as you can see, the beans coming up here in the 4 rows. The last 3 rows here, I just got ready this morning. Put the stakes up, and hopefully maybe this afternoon we'll plant these last 3 rows here. The sun is out in full force here, so it's definitely fairly hot. And it's the middle of the afternoon here on Friday, the 17th. But you can see here I broke up all the chunks in these rows, finished this morning. And the process I always go through in preparing the garden rows is I'll dig them up with a shovel, and it'll bring up, oh gosh, because as dry as it's been in the drought we're in, it'll bring up chunks, and I'll show you that a little bit. And then when it's like that, I'll bring down compost from our compost pile that's already done, add it to each one of the rows, and then I generally let it sit for a while. Hopefully it'll get a little bit of rain and some of this nutrients in the compost will wash down between the chunks. And then before I plant, I'll come through like I did here this morning, and I'll break up all the chunks with my hand digger, and then of course I put the stakes in and it's ready for planting. I'll take you back through here and show you what it looks like when I dig up the chunks in the rows. Oops, whoop, oh jeez. Yeah, I'm too tall for them things. Keep hitting my head. See if I can get out of the sun here. There we go. To show you these 2 rows. You see the size chunks that the rows come up, and compared with, this was my peppers down in here, and of course we pulled all the old plants, and then I'll take the shovel, as you can see right here, I'll hand dig it up with a shovel, and it comes up because of the clay, and of course as dry as it's been, it'll come up with chunks like this. Then what Lando and Al Drew will get compost in the wheelbarrow, and we'll basically kind of fill up all these 2 rows here, all these rows after I dig them up. We'll put compost on top. And then I like to leave it sit for a little bit and hopefully get a little bit of rain. So in between all these chunks here, of course it's open, and that's some of the compost, and will wash down in between. And then I'll come down here with my hand digger and break up these chunks to make them look like up above, and then I'll go ahead and plant. This is the process I use every single time, and I know the shadows makes it hard to see here. This is the process I use every single time when I'm preparing to plant again. And after, oh gosh, 2, 3, 4 plantings, then the soil is probably loose enough that it does no longer come up in quite clayish chunks like this, but breaks up a lot finer, and but it takes, boy, it's taken me years to be able to get this. We'll go through these fields here. I've got two more right here, right above the pond. And we'll do the same thing here, shovel up the rows here, and then come down and add compost. And then I'm not sure exactly what I'll plant in here. As you can see, it's middle of the afternoon, and I'm getting quite a bit of shade here, which is kind of why I've done it here, that it does get some direct sunlight, but it also gets quite a bit of shade. And hopefully it'll rain a little bit, but look at the pond here. I came down and measured it this morning. It's like 22 inches, and it's what, 17th of January today. Wow. It has never been that low in January since we dug the pond. Pretty disgusting. 2019, I can definitely say the year of the drought. It's continued into January here. We've had 2 days where we've had a little bit of rain. That's it, and it's the 17th of January already. Wow. And the pond at overflow is 66 to 67 inches. It is now down to 22. Wow. And usually in January, it's at overflow. At this rate, if the drought continues, which I'm assuming it's going to because the dry season begins in 2 to 3 weeks here. Oh my gosh, yeah. What a disaster here. What an absolute disaster. But that's the way it goes here. It will be dry, completely dry in another month or so, and it usually dries up June or July for a month or two during the summertime, and then of course the rains start again. This year it could be dry by the end of February at this rate. Wow, pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. There's just this part of the Philippines, there's just been no rain. And we're facing the drought again, and even all the planting I'm doing, I'm going to have to carry water. And water at least every other day to every day here that I have any veggies whatsoever. So before this gets too long, I'm going to say goodbye from the back of the camera, just bringing you up to date on my my spring planting here and my preparations, and actually how I prepare the soil. And I've been doing it this way for years. And this is new ground I broke here in planting here in 2019, last part of 2018 and 2019. So it's going to take me probably a couple more years to get the soil really to where I want it, but I'm seeing some production and it looks really good. So say goodbye for now. Everybody have a good day. Like and subscribe, and sincerely hope the good Lord blesses you as much as He's blessed us here.